This sicha is on Parshas Vayechi and can be found in Likkutei Sichos, Chelik Chaf, starting on page 228. In Parshas Vayechi, Parak Mem Tas Pasuk Aleph, it says, "Vayikra Yaakov el Banav, Vayemer Asvu v'Agidu Lachem Eis Asher Yikra Eschem Ba'achar Sayamim." Yaakov called over his children, and he told them that he wants to tell them what's going to happen at the end of the days. So Chazal say, what do you want to tell them? He wanted to reveal to them the cats. He wanted to reveal to them when Moshiach's coming. And what happened? The Shechina left him. The question is, what benefit would it bring to the children? And the contrary, seemingly, it would cause them a lot of atzvas, right? Because we know Moshiach didn't come yet. So back then, if he would have told them, right, they would have heard that's coming in thousands of years from now. So that would really make them depressed. And it's going to weaken their Reis Hashem. Like, oh, Moshiach's coming thousands of years from now. Like, what purpose? Like, what are we doing here? In reflection on that answer, Yaakov knew his children were tzaddikim, and they could be trusted to know this information, and they won't leave Yiddishkeit, and they'll stay strong still. However, the Eibishter didn't want it to get to them. Why? Because it's going to get to other people, and they're not going to be so strong, and they're going to give up and leave Yiddishkeit, chas v'shalom. But this answer is not so smooth, because it still leaves us with two things. One, why didn't Yaakov know that? Why didn't he know that it's going to get to other people and cause problems? And two, the Ikar Shaila is, what benefit? Yeah, it's fine, it might not cause issues with Yaakov's children, but what benefit would it bring them? Another thing that we have to understand is that in Chazal, there's two dayas on what happened to Yaakov. So one medrash mentions how Yaakov himself forgot. He himself didn't remember anymore when the Ketz was. And the second daya, which is in Psachim, there it used the lashon nistalka mimenu shechina. Right, so there just the shechina left him. He still knew when the Ketz was, but since the shechina left him, he took it as a sign that he's not meant to reveal it. Or also that the koyach to reveal it, that left him. But this, according to this daya, though in Psachim, he still knew the Ketz. Now, I want to know what's the difference? Why is there mechlekes over here? What's going on? Why, according to the first daya, is important to mention that the Ketz left him, and he didn't know it. And according to the second daya, that no, the Ketz he still knew, just the Shechina left him. It's understood that either way, whether Yaakov would reveal the Ketz or not reveal the Ketz, each has a benefit that could come from it for the Yidden in their Avos Hashem. And furthermore, Yaakov is one of the Avos. It says in the Medrash about the Avos hein Merkava. What does that mean? So in Chassidus it explains that Merkava is a wagon, a chariot. And what does that do? That just follows the wagon driver without a rutzin of its own. Wherever the wagon driver wants to go, it goes. Doesn't think. So the Avos, they were on this level where their entire mitzias, every single limb, their entire body, everything about them was completely batal to Hashem, and it only did what Hashem wanted at that particular time. It's absolutely impossible for them to do something else. They're like a wagon. Can't do something else. Therefore, it's much to say that the fact that Yaakov tried to reveal the Ketz, he wanted to, he was seeking for it, this was coming from Hashem. Hashem wanted him to try to seek to reveal it. Now, Hashem stopped him. Hashem held him back. Why? Because Hashem decided that he did not want to get revealed. Hashem wanted the benefits that come when it's not revealed. So that's why he was stopped. Now, the two dayas, of one that it was taken, he forgot it himself, another one that just a Shechina left him, has to fit in, because the first medrash, what's he holding like? He's saying that this benefit that comes from not knowing, Yaakov also could get that benefit. So therefore, he also forgot. And the second daya in Psachim, which says he still knew it, just the Shechina left him, because that shitta holds that no, Yaakov did not need this benefit. It was just for the Shvatim. So therefore, Yaakov was still fine knowing the Ketz. What's the benefit for Yaakov to reveal the Ketz? What good thing is going to come from that? So Chazal say that the time of Tis Mitzrayim, if the Yidden's Avodah was on a very high level, there could be Zeicha that could be the final Geula. Tis Mitzrayim could have been the Geula Mitzvah Shlema. Could have been when the Gula where there's no Gullus that comes after that ever. You'd have the base of English forever. Moshiach, live in Eretz Yisrael forever, no problems. That would have been the whole Gula. Everything would have been good. So now, at the time of our story, to Yaakov and Shvatim, this ketz applied to them. They still have this ketz of Yetzias Mitzrayim, that this could be the final Gola. So, what was Yaakov wanting to tell them? Because they already knew that about Yetzias Mitzrayim, they knew that when it's going to happen, they knew the time. So Yaakov wanted to tell them, was this piece of information. He wanted to tell them, listen, if you guys are Zeicha, you could have the final Gola then. Now what's going to come from this, by them knowing this? Now, the Shvatim are going to be very excited, and they'll be like, yeah, we want to make that happen. We want to be Zeicha. How are we going to do that? We're going to not do any Avedas. We're going to keep strong. We're going to do tons of mitzvahs, learn Torah. And we're going to make sure that we have the highest level of Aveda, so that could be the final Gola. However, though, there's something more to this, because Yetzias Mitzrayim was still 200 years later. So that's after the lifetime. So it's still going to lead them to be sad, and possibly who knows what damage could come from it. So Yaakov was actually telling them something even more. Right, as we have the Maimer Chazal in Sanhedrin, Zachu achishena. Right, if the Yidden would be Zeicha, that Hashem is saying He will bring Moshiach earlier than the pre-designated time. So Yaakov is trying to tell them, besides the ketz being Yetzias Mitzrayim, which Hashem designated as one of the ketzin, we could also, through Aveda, with extra Aveda, we could even bring Moshiach and the Gula much earlier than the ketz. We could bring it today. So that's what he was trying to tell them. Add a lot in Aveda, and Moshiach will come today. And we see, for example, Galus Mitzrayim was meant to be for 400 years, but yet it was put to just 210. How? Because the tremendous hard labor Mitzrayim made up for those extra years. So certainly, the same thing will apply over here. If we add tremendous in Aveda, add tremendous in Ruchnias, could that bring Moshiach early and bring the Gula earlier and lessen the Galus? However, Hashem didn't want him to reveal the ketz, right? That's what it says in Stakim and Shechina. Why? Why did Hashem want this whole thing to happen? This whole benefit? The answer to this is the shleimus in Aveidas Adam, in Aveidas Hashem, that will lead to a matzav of Zachu and lead to where we can have the Gula earlier. This has to be coming from the person's own effort. It has to come from the person himself. Now, obviously Hashem is always helping everyone's Aveda. A person can't do anything without Hashem's help. But there's two ways of how Hashem can help somebody, or how Hashem does help someone. So one way is where it's really revealed. A person feels while he's doing his Aveda that I really feel Hashem's presence. An example of that is the Saras Mitzvah, Shabbos, Yom Tov, where we feel Hashem's with us much more. That's an open, revealed way of Hashem's helping. The second way is where it's behelim. We don't necessarily feel it. And what this leads to is an Aveda that comes from Yigias Atzmai, an Aveda that comes from one's own effort. We have to really work hard. Now, so this is the reason why the ketz wasn't allowed to be revealed. Because if Yaakov would reveal it and cause them to add in their Aveda, then they're going to have the Eifen of help, the Eifen of Ezer, where it's really revealed. And they're being lacking the Yigias Atzmai. It's going to be really mainly Hashem. And they're not going to have their Kav Shalai. Kav Shalahem. They're not going to, it's not going to be them. And therefore, the whole Shleimus is lacking. What did Yaakov want? Yaakov was trying to bring the Gula quicker. Right? He felt that if I don't reveal this information, they might slack off, the Veda will be lacking, and the Gula will be pushed off. So Yaakov wanted to reveal this ketz, give this information to them, so they will now work really hard to bring the Gula much quicker today. Now that's what Yaakov was trying to do. That's what you see in the Lashon of Chazal in Pesachim, where it says Bikesh Yaakov Lagalis. That Yaakov he asked the Eibusher, I want to reveal this ketz. Please, can I reveal the ketz to help? However, the Eibusher didn't want that. Why? Because the Eibusher wanted the Geula that comes to be B'tachas Hashemus. The Eibusher wanted the ultimate Geula. And that would come when the Aveda of Yidden has the Shleimus, has this ultimate perfection. And how could you have an avodah? What's the avodah that Hashem wants? That's ultimate perfection. That's when the Ezer of Hashem is hidden. We don't feel it. We don't know about it. And therefore, we have to work really hard. Right? Have put a lot of effort into our avodah. And then it'll be our thing. It'll be our kav. It'll be our work. And this is an avodah that's b'shleimus, and that would bring automatically gula b'tachas hashleimus. To expound this a little more, the gula that comes from such an avodah of silik achishena, yigis atzmai, right, coming from ourselves, it's not only that there's just some connection between such an avodah to ultimate geula. It's more that the ultimate geula that's eternal, and there's going to be no gulls after that, that's going to be b'tachas hashleimus, it needs such an avodah for it to happen. It needs it. And in order for a geula to be nitzchis, without any changes, without ever going back, without any problems, you need an avodah that's similar, an avodah from Yidden that has no changes, that lasts. Right? So if you have the help from Hashem that's revealed, right, it's helping us. It's not, if we don't have a Yigis Atzmai, then you can't call that such an avodah nitzchis, because if this help will be hidden, then chas v'shalom, the Yid could just fall from his medega, because it was never real, it was never by him in the first place. It was only this help that was keeping him there. So that's why in order to have the ultimate geula, we have to bring it up from ourselves. We have to make a real change by ourselves to become better. And such a change will be nitzchias, and that can lead to a geula that's nitzchias. Now the question comes, why was Yaakov now trying to reveal the ketz? Right? Why would he do something that would cause the Veda to not be able to have the ultimate geula? Right? Because if he reveals it and brings Eza Milamayla, right, then they don't have their kav. So it's not going to bring the ultimate geula. So what is he doing? So the answer is that Yaakov himself was on the level of Atzilus. Atzilus is El Ma'achtos. It's already after Bir. It's already perfect. So Yaakov was on this very high level. He already had his Shleimus HaAveda. He had his Kav. He had his Yigis Atzmai. So, therefore, him knowing the Ketz for himself, for example, is fine. It won't take away Yigis Atzmai, because he already got that. He achieved that. And he figured and he accepted that his children are all on the same level as him. And they already have their Kav. They already did their Aveda, Yigis Atzmai. So, therefore, revealing the Ketz to them is only going to add. It's not going to take away. And now that it was prevented, he was prevented, he wasn't able to reveal it, showed that, no, they weren't on that level. And that's a Yaakov knew. I guess they're not on my level, I can't reveal it to them. And now we can also understand the two deis of, was it only that the Shekhinah left, and he still knew, and therefore he just knew that, okay, I can't share it? Or was that it was taken away from him as well, right? These were the two days. So now, according to the one that says it was hidden from him as well, that he for himself forgot, why was that? So Hashem wanted that he should also have Yigis Atzmai, that he should also have Keich Atzmai, and not have this information. He needed more of Yigis Atzmai. Now, the Gemara in Psachim that said no, just the Shekhinah left him, so they're of the opinion that he already has a Shleimus, he has Yigis Atzmai, so it's fine for him to know. And it's just that the children are the ones that still need to get Atzmai. Now, even though the Eibusher arranged that Yaakov should not be able to reveal it, however, as mentioned earlier, Yaakov is a Merkava to Ratzon Elyon, and everything he does is led by the Eibusher. So the fact that he was trying to reveal it, and he asked Hashem to be able to reveal it, is what Hashem wanted. Hashem wanted him to try to do this and to ask of him to reveal it. Hashem wanted Yaakov to attempt this. And furthermore, since a request of a kasha of a tzaddik never returns empty, it always gets fulfilled somehow. So it definitely accomplished something in this world. Him asking definitely accomplished something. And also, since it's brought down in Torah, the story, and as there mentions how Torah is from Lashon Hira, that every single thing in Torah is an eternal lesson for all of us, forever. So therefore, obviously, something must be of him asking. So what is it? What did Yaakov accomplish? he accomplished that we can achieve a Gilei HaKetz in a way of makif. What does that mean? That we can have our Avodas Hashem be in an ofen where we're free from the Goyim disturbing and from the Yetzer Hara disturbing. And some tzaddikim, they could also get epipemius, where they're able to maybe get an actual Gilei HaKetz. And the lesson for all of us is that every Yid has to have this inyan of Bikish the Galis. We have to want and beg the Eibishter to have a Gilei HaKetz. And this itself, this requesting from Hashem to bring Moshiach, and to requesting from Hashem to have the Ketz, and thinking about it, will give a tremendous encouragement and help in our Avodah. And we see clearly, we didn't say Mashiach's coming and we want Mashiach now. It's really Payla, Ziraz and Alpha in Avodas Hashem. And also, if we're very focused on Mashiach, it will really help us overcome an Nisayan. If a Yetzer wants us to do a certain Avera, we're going to say we can't do it, we're going to hold back Mashiach. And now, in our times also, is an additional inyan. As the Gemara in Sanhedrin says, that all the Kitzin have finished. The only thing that remains is Tshuva. So now, all we have to do, what's left, is Tshuva. As there mentions, Shaitachad. We just have to have one moment of Tshuva. That could be enough, maybe, to finally have the Gola now, Ragadi done.